So, welcome to the quiz. So this is quiz time. This is for everyone who wants to learn about storage space and data management. Either you followed Kirby's and Tim's explanation this morning, or you want to test your knowledge. This is how we're going to proceed. You will be put into breakout room where you can discuss all of the questions. When you're arriving in the breakout room, you will have a couple of minutes to socialize, to say who you are, what you will work on, etc. So this is important so that you learn a bit your colleagues and so. And then you will have to refresh the Indico. I will also broadcast a message to all of the rooms where you can access to the questions. Talk to the questions with your team, trying to learn, try to see who can help you also right now and in the future, and write your answers. This is important. Then at 50, at exactly 50 past the hour, we will go back to the main room, and then you will be sent a Zoom poll where you can just answer individually the answer of the quiz. And then obviously we will show you the answers, the solutions, and we'll discuss. And you can also ask questions anytime regarding something you do not understand yet correctly. So I am going to start with a breakout for Zoom, and you will be sent a link once the document with the questions will be available. Have fun, happy learning, and let's start.
Mm-hmm. So the quiz will become available on the Indigo site.
Yes, they will.
Hello. Hi, Matteo. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help out, or I can leave the room as well as the instructor. I'm happy to do so.
Hi, Mike. I mean, I cannot speak now. I just want to follow the workshop, let's say, but I cannot interact.
No worries, no worries. You have an assistant who is helping you.
Okay, thank you.
Paul will be back.
The breakout rooms are all closed now. So everyone should be here. Hello, everyone. I hope you had fun thinking of the questions, and now you may be curious to know the answer. Right now, we would like to know a bit where you are, if things are okay. So we will poll you, and the quiz is there. So please answer the same questions, of course, on storage space and data management. Can you confirm that you get this, the poll sent to you?
Yes, I can see the poll.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So please reply to it. I will give you a couple of minutes for that, and then I will share the solutions. I see some answer coming in.
Oh, fun. I'm right here.
So half of the people have replied to the quiz. Thank you. And
No,
you should see my slides, right?
now we know who are the rogues to come and send to re-education camp.
Sorry, can you repeat, Steve? I didn't get
No, don't. That's let's not go there, please.
Now we know who needs to go to re-education camp.
Again, let's not say that. Thank you. This is a positive learning environment and experience, please.
Deep programming.
So far, I see pretty good results, and we are almost all of our participants who responded to the quiz. So I'm giving just 1 minute more, and please do so that we can go over the solutions before we get our introduction to Logsoft. If you have trouble to get access to the poll, please let me know on the chat so that I can help you accordingly. So we have now 52 participants and 33 who responded to the quiz. I will start going over the solutions in the last 5 minutes that we have. Okay, so I will close the poll and poll. So can someone let me know if you can see the results in here?
The red one is the right answer. Right?
No, the red one is the most popular answer.
Yeah, not necessarily the right one. For the right one, you have to see my slides. So let's go. Can you see this slide with the question number 1? Can you confirm so that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So for the question number 1, which volumes are accessible, directly accessible through POSIX from grid worker node? The correct answer was B, Dune CVMFS repository. And it's almost, this is the second popular answer, so almost there. Okay. Then, which data volume? Yeah,
do you mind if I give some explanation?
Sure. Go ahead.
So if we go back real quick.
Yeah.
So the thing to remember is I asked the question maybe in a little bit tricky format. This is a POSIX access. So Dune data is never accessible for any grid worker node, whereas the PNFS Dune Scratch and the PNFS Dune Persistent are only accessible via IFDH, right? So they don't have the POSIX access from the grid worker nodes, whereas Dune CVMFS repository is mounted locally on all of the grid worker nodes. So that is the only one that is directly accessible. So Scratch and Persistent, you can get to them from a worker node, but you have to go through IFDH or XRootD. And so it's not a direct access, it's instead going through another protocol. I hope that helps.
If it clarifies, please send some thumbs up, so then we at least have the answer that okay, so you got some thumbs up, Kirby. Awesome, thank you for this. Yeah. Let's go to the second question: which data volume is the best location for the output of an analysis user grid job? And the answer is A, DK Scratch. And I think this was correctly answered, but Kirby, feel free to say some little words on it if you want.
Sure. So the reason we say Dcache Scratch is the best location is because it has the largest total volume. So we've got about a petabyte of disk storage. And because Scratch has that least recently utilized caching mechanism, whenever you write to cache, there will always be space there. Persistent is okay because it's a disk storage and you would access it with IFDH, but at the same time, you could fill up the persistent Dcache location, and so your grid jobs would fail to actually have disk to put your output on, so you could lose some of your output. Writing to end store tape, well, we'd actually like you to check and make sure that the end tuples are good before you write to tape. So if there's an error in the file, you got the neutrino energy incorrect and you need to recreate it, we don't want you to write to tape directly straight away, but instead go to Scratch first and then move there. Your user's home area is not accessible from a grid worker node, and the NFS data volume is not accessible from a grid worker node, so you would never be able to write to D or E. So A is the best location writing to Dcache Scratch.
Excellent, thank you for this detail. Feel free to thumbs up again. This is really like in YouTube. Please subscribe, like and to subscribe. Okay, great. Thanks for this thumbs up. Question number 3. You have written in shell script that sets up your environment for both Dune and another FNAL experiment. What is the best place to store that script? And the answer is D, GPVM. And this has been very well answered. Still, Kirby, feel free to talk about it.
Sure. So the first thing to think about is a CVMFS repository. You don't actually have write access to that necessarily. So it wouldn't even be possible because the repository is a read-only volume on the interactive node. As far as PNFS Scratch area, we really want to use that for data files, but also the Dune Scratch area may not be available from the interactive node of another experiment. So Dune doesn't share their data with Microboon, and Microboon doesn't share their data with Dune. So those volumes are not going to be mounted across the other interactive nodes. And the same thing is for the Dune app area. That's not mounted on the other experiments interactive nodes. But your GPVM home area, it is mounted on all of the Fermilab interactive nodes. So you could use that both for Dune and for Microboon or G-2, Mu to E, what have you. If you were to put it on your laptop home area, well, then you would have to copy it to the interactive node every time you logged in. And I'm guessing you wouldn't want to do that. But you could, I guess. So.
Thank you so much for this. Okay. Let's switch to data management now. What is the preferred way of reading a file interactively? And the most popular answer was the answer C, and this is indeed the answer C. Steve, do you want to say something?
I noticed that some people did say A. Don't do that. There's no checksumming, and also it can hang up the whole GPVM for everybody else. So that C is the right way. Go ahead.
Excellent, thank you. Now we have what is file metadata, and you were overwhelmingly answering both A and B, which is the correct answer. A file is a combination of information about how and when a file was made and the information about what type of data the file is.
Right.
Steve, some words?
The principle is if it's going to be used in physics calculation, it's got units, it's not metadata. That's at least what we're trying to hold to. Not clear what real Dune will end up with, but that's our goal. Okay.
Good. Excellent. The last question, how do we determine a Dune data file location? And in here, there was most of you said to use the SAMWeb, and this is indeed correct. And Steve, you want to comment?
If you do really do ls minus capital R, we will find the banhammer and swing the banhammer on you. That's the killer. LSs are very expensive to PNFS space because it has to do a database lookup to get every file information. So don't do ls minus R for any reason. Just don't do that. All right. The SAMWeb locate file is the right way to go.
Thank you. Okay. That is summarizing the first quiz, and I am sharing the results, and congrats because you did very well. And thank you so much again for Kirby and for Steve for preparing these awesome lectures with a lot of materials that people could enjoy live and people can also review afterwards asynchronously. Thank you very much again. Okay, I